everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Pallavi Sehgal and I have with myself, as always, Priyanka. And today we wanted to discuss a very specific type of marketing with you. And we were having an argument about it yesterday, and we thought it's a good thing that we share that with you so that you also understand that you can have different perspectives when you're talking about marketing. You do not really have to agree with everyone in your team and you brainstorm more about it. So, Priyanka, let's kind of discuss as to what is the type of marketing that you were discussing with me and why you feel that is a good type of marketing.
Hi Pallavi. Yeah. So we were having a contradictory opinion on a different type of marketing which you are seeing currently in the market. One is a bold and creative marketing, other one is a traditional marketing which we were doing from ages. And as world is nowadays a full of new age entrepreneurs and the startup, and we are seeing lots of new age people come up with this bold and a creative marketing like they are actually offer breaking that barrier in between customer and the company. And I'll name few, like in India, Zomato CEO Dipinder Goyal and Ashok CEO, not even those. There are plenty of major of entrepreneurs is coming from forward and try to directly connect with the customer rather than relying on the marketing to like convey their brand story and everything uh, through a marketing campaign only. They are trying to connect with the customer about what they are building and what is their value and what's happening inside their company all by themselves. So I think that is something a very new age marketing, and I was more inclined of. As per me, this will work better at this point of time and help us to connect with with the customers.
I think what the way wherein we kind of disagreed about was the way that you felt like the person who was from Astro Talk. I'm sorry, I don't remember the names of these people. I
Puneet
know that it
Gupta.
was the
Yeah.
person from Astro Talk used to kind of comment on people's posts and make it very witty so that people start replying to him or his comment kind of stood out. So that was one of the things that I remember from the post that we were seeing yesterday. Similarly, let's discuss this first and then we'll move on to the Zomato one. So, did I get that right? Like, this is what he does. He looks at people posts and he kind of comments it in a witty manner so that people have to kind
Mm,
of.
No, actually, it's not like that. It's like actually, if someone is tagging him in his post or mentioning him in his post, so he doesn't felt like he has to be a type-followed professional CEO and to to connect with him, person has to pass through with several hierarchy. It's just like he is. You can talk with any random person if they are mentioning to them. He is not like I'm the CEO. I'm not going to talk with a person. So it's just he guard himself down on a customer level and connect with them. And major part of it is like he come up with a very own witty comment. So I like that very much. Like I'll give you the example. If someone having a kind of an issue with the app, or there may be I have seen one of his posts wherein someone is posted mentioning him, Puneet, over there and saying that, oh, can you hire me for for doing your marketing? And I would like to mention that was a very random person. So he was saying that I have done the same thing. When I was young, I have also messaged Mark Zuckerberg asking him to hire me as a product into their product strategy. And guess what? They haven't replied. He hasn't replied me. So it's something like if story and the comments you can totally relate with yourself. So yeah.
So, what you appreciate about it is that he's more receptive to no matter who comments on his post, no matter who tags him, and he replies to that person, and that he is able to kind of take it in a more laughable manner. I understand your point. So, let's move on to the other case study that we were discussing. What about Zomato? What is it that you did like about Zomato and the way its CEO does the marketing?
Yeah, CEO also and his team as well. Like being a CEO, if you'll see Dipinder Goyal profile and any of the social platform, you can easily find it out. A major of people know about him, what who is he and what his business is all about. And so it's like he is presenting himself, his business in a major of channel and the story of his brand and value he's presenting to the customer in that way and for this team as well. Like they are using the different kind of a marketing to correlate with the customer, to connect with the customer, have a relationship with them. Like if I'll give you the example, some day ago, I received a kind of a notification wherein they were send me notification like, hey, it's been a month that you haven't treated yourself and here we are giving you 50% discount on a pizza. Get a treat for yourself. That is looks very nice, isn't it? It's led me to order the pizza for myself. And
You feel that their marketing and their notifications make you engage more, and they are able, and they're successful in terms of that, yes, they make you feel that, okay, it's time to order back from Zomato.
so it's just like they are trying to connect with the customer on their level. And being on a part of their journey basically it's you will not feel like that this is a brand which are talking with them. It's more like they know you basically. They are connecting with you, they know you, and based on that they are sending you the notification. It may sound cheesy, but it's so much relatable and tricky, and it actually grabs the attention and let the customer order itself. And like, what exactly being in a marketing? What does we want? We want that that is that something like to grab the attention of the customer. And earlier, what kind of marketing we used to see that is more inclined towards a jargon words or a generic kind of a campaign, which we can see maybe mm, maybe you can see a Black Friday sale, like it's going to happen, and everyone's saying Black Friday sale, we are getting 50% discount, 40% discount, and these are the things. But in this crowded space, if you have to stand out to your brand, then we have to take a step forward and have to do something very different from the other people is doing to take, and you will have to take a bold step for that.
So I understand what you're trying to say is that if you want to stand out, you have to do something a little more different. And it might seem cheesy, but at the same time, it might seem a little more authentic, especially for the younger generation, especially for Gen Z. I think I do agree with your point out here. And this is something that I wanted to share with you. This is what I felt like. There is different marketing that appeals to different age groups. For example, people who are, let's not go too further, people who are even millennials and people who are Gen Z respond to very different type of marketing. Millennials still want something which is a little more professional. Millennials still want distance from their lives. And Gen Z are more like they do not going for perfection. They are more like, okay, I don't have to build a wall around myself, and things can be very fluid between my personal life and my professional life, or maybe the kind of messages that I'm receiving. And I think this is wherein the difference lies in terms of what is your target audience and how do you talk to your target audience. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, Pallavi, you are absolutely right that there is a certain age group people which like those barriers in between the professional and the personal, their personal space. And but what do I feel is that market is evolving. Earlier, we were not engaging that much of content, which we were in in early 2000. We were not like engaging with that kind of a content. But right now, if you are millennial or either if you're Gen Z Alpha or maybe a baby boomer, it doesn't matter. You will find major of us in at least any of the social platform. And it let them change the perspective of them, how they were engaging with the customer, the marketer earlier, because being on that platform, these are also like impacting on their time span, like engaging time span. It's decreasing. Like as we are all consuming the 10 second of video, 30 second of 15 second of video, so our time span of connecting with any of the brand or any of the video is is decreasing. And like if as a marketer, if we are getting lots of our audience to consuming on that, having present on that platform, we'll have to be present on that platform as well. And it's like if I'll take the example of Insta, then people are being present on Insta to entertain themselves. And if we are putting our content over there, so we'll have to be a quirky ourselves. Like we have to put our content on that manner that we can engage with them as well as pass the actual information what we want to convey. So I guess nowadays brand need to be a little bold and creative to grab customer attention.
I agree with you, and I wanted to add to another dimension when we are talking about this. To this particular discussion, I wanted to add another perspective, another dimension, because I feel that it depends on the product category that you are in. So when we are talking about Zomato or Astro Talk, so these are the product or platform categories which are not distinguished enough also. So when we talk about Astro Talk, especially if we come from India, so what happens is that every family already has an astrologer. So he's trying to launch his platform in a very, very competitive category, and is trying to bring people who do not really um think that they are going to be talking to astrologers on a platform. So that is where you have a mundane category, you have a category which is not distinguished enough, and then you are trying to do something around the marketing to make it witty, to make it more relatable and
Yeah,
authentic. So I feel that is with respect to category. Herein, I would like to add another dimension to it, especially if you look at maybe another sector. So let me talk about fashion because that is one of the categories that do I do understand a little better. For example, in fashion, if you are a large company, for example, you might be a Louis Vuitton or a Dior, so you have a lot of cash that you can use for, or your marketing budget is such huge that you can use it for attracting celebrities to your uh, events, or you can actually have celebrities as brand ambassadors. But what about those companies who have to break through all that noise and they are in this category which is dominated by a couple of large groups? So, therein, what I have seen is that it's a little bit opposite approach that is being taken. What they are doing is they are making the product talk in a way that it kind of attracts attention. Herein, I'll
yeah,
discuss two particular brands with you. So, there is one brand which is Jacquemus. It is a very small independent brand, but through its products, which are very different. For example, it's going to be a very small bag, and you can hardly put anything into that bag. But because it kind of launched that, and it became such a huge brand and such huge brand recognition within the Gen Z that people were talking about Jacquemus before he even started advertising, before he even had his own retail store. Only through direct to consumer and only through launching products which were very, very different, but at the same time desirable also. Similarly, with Jacquemus, I can share another example with you, and we can show videos and images of the same for our viewers, wherein because he was a smaller brand, so he orchestrated his runaways in a way that they became Instagram moments, like runaways in lavender fields. And what happened was they did not even have a plan B. For example, if it started raining in a lavender field, there was nowhere that he could kind of take his viewers too. So they would be drenched in the rain. Similarly, his models would have been drenched in the rain. So this is one difference that I saw when you talk about marketing and you talk about appealing to Gen Z and the younger customer, or not just the younger customer, generally breaking through the noise. So you can do it either through communication with your customer in a different way, or you can do it by having a product that speaks for itself.
Definitely, I agree. Product is also play a major role as we can have a that kind of a product which stand out itself, but let aware customer know, let aware customer about what exactly the our product is all about and how is its quality. It's quite difficult as well because as we know there are few player already dominating the market and they have a huge sum of money to spend on a PR and celebrity or influencer marketing. And in this space, if you have to compete with them and if you have to let the customers heard about your product, its quality or either the design or USP, then you will have to come forward. You need to take a bold step. And I agree. I totally agree. It has its own risk. But as you know, the great risk always come up with a great reward. So, and maybe we can get attention for a shorter time span, but retaining on that same level is quite easy to break that barrier. Like rather than breaking that barrier is quite difficult for having through going through that traditional marketing which we're doing earlier. So yes,
I think wherein we need to differentiate is between what category you are playing into. For example, Louis Vuitton can do that. It has a huge marketing budget and it has a huge marketing pull in terms of uh, the media space that they buy from the advertisers, the retail space that they can lease. But I agree with you. And herein we can also discuss another example of maybe the Dollar Shave Club. That was also a category which was a very crowded category. And to distinguish the Dollar Shave Club from the other available alternatives, there was a video that the founder launched wherein he's kind of talking about how his particular razor is not too much different, but then there is no razor that is really different in the market. All the razors are the same. It's just that the bigger companies make you pay more for the same, and we are asking you what is the actual price.
see, here and there are being so transparent and authentic. They are not focusing on a pain point and the USP they have. They are playing with the connection and the trust they can build with the customers. So yeah, and also one more thing I would like to mention here, like it's a very subjective. Like like if you are opting for the bold and marketing, bold and creative marketing, it's a very subjective to what are your target audience is all about and what you're offering to them. Like we can definitely do the bold and creative marketing for the if we are in a food tech space or the fashion industry or any kind of other space, but we can't do that. We can't opt for these kind of a marketing if we are in a healthcare space or either we are in a lawsuit because it's very sensitive. We have to be very sincere while delivering our message. The message at the same time should be very sincere as well and we can't we can't be humorous at the time and offend our customer in that because they are not in that state to accept humorous comment from you or accept humorous reels or the content from your side. So you will have to, it's very important to you'll have to opt for the marketing to as per what exactly your audience is about and you are coming from which market, what is exactly you are offering to your customer.
So I think that's a good wrap up for our podcast for today. Different types of marketing, and those types of marketings need to be thought through in terms of the categories that you are playing in. You cannot be using humor in terms of life sciences or maybe law, but you can easily use it in a more mundane category or in a category wherein it is difficult to distinguish yourself from all the other players. So I think we'll do a wrap up here, Priyanka. That sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, agree. Since both of us has its own, agree on that side that you'll have to be you need to find it out your own target audience and you need to choose the approach on category specific which category you want to connect and you can opt for that strategy accordingly.
So that's it from us for today. Do stay tuned in. Thank you.